AITA? A first concert with friends will be the end of a friendship. So I recently fell out with a couple friends because we went to Lollapalooza this year. I don't leave the house much, let alone my state. Also, it's my first concert, so obviously I am excited and super nervous. My friend is driving, and he's traveled more and been to a few concerts himself. He booked the hotel and parking. We get there, everything's cool, a lot of walking, and we end up burning time before the concert at the mall. Okay, so pretty much we're at the mall, and the two of them shit on my outfit, saying some pretty hurtful stuff, and also the fit did suck, but they really dragged it. This is all in public. I'm generally anxious and antisocial. I was really trying to be out of my shell and confident. They took photos of me and sent them to the GC with wild captions. I was the butt of their joke. If you'd like to see them, check my posts. They also said other weird things like my hairline's receding, I look like a girl, and I'm big. It went on for 30-ish minutes. They influenced me to even buy a new outfit at some random spot in Chicago. I was so bothered I felt super insecure and conflicted. Throughout it, I was like passive, trying to joke it off, but in my mind, I'm like, they're really giving it to me. This doesn't feel like a friend thing to do. This can't be in good humor. At some point, I raised my voice at one of them, and he left it alone. It pretty much stopped altogether from both then. More stuff happened that day. We had to book the hotel early at an extra fee. He also parked in the wrong garage, which I paid for that. The one driving, we will call Kyle. Kyle, if you remember, was the one booking everything and responsible for the stuff that happened. Also was the guy cracking most of the jokes. Well, after we got into the hotel, I figured out I forgot my wallet. And if the hotel ID us, we wouldn't be able to bring in our drinks. We also were meant to bar hop. Lo and behold, it became a I made his night bad sort of deal, and he wouldn't speak to me. We didn't talk for the next couple hours, and he continued to believe that me forgetting my ID was the most upsetting thing that happened. It really could have been the straw to break the camel's back, but regardless, we split costs on 90% of everything. Sure, I get up and forgot it, but shit happens. I was doing my best to have fun the entire night. Anyway, I hampered my emotions, and partly because he was my ride home, just focused on having a good time still because I was super excited for my first concert. All of that weighed on me, but the concert itself was fun. We split up towards the end, and I saw this band, and it was epic. The next day was cool, but I had a bad taste of the prior day on the back of my mind. I pushed it aside and just made it till we got home. I find out through a super close friend that the other passenger friend, Colin Ben, was almost bragging about teasing me, like of all the stuff that happened, that's what you want to talk about. So I hear this, and I was feeling betrayed already. The name they called me, which I'm not allowed to say here, over and over in public, pooping on me, victim blaming me. I'm real upset at this point. The friend group I'm in has been endless drama the past 2 years. We're high school friends. I'm just 22. Mainly revolving two friends that are not the two on the trip. I never told them how I felt. Kyle and Ben. They found out through the close friend who told me what Ben was saying. They both reached out separately to say if I offended you, and if what I said was bothering you on some formal tie, then not stuff, try to make amends. I'm going to be clear, I'm not really mad anymore. I could have done better to dissolve and maybe even take the situation less personally, but I just don't see them as my friends. The trust is gone. I'm going to part ways with no words. Soul search. Kyle was supposed to be my travel buddy. The smallest amount of pressure from stuff going wrong stressed him TF out, and he blamed me entirely. And the way he dug into me that day, I just think looking back will make me want to handle things in a less than positive way. And if my apology is hardly all right with me. Ben also tends to follow the leader a lot. He and I are actually very close. I let him rent a room, an extension of my own, when he had nowhere to go, for $150 a month. So when he dug on me and agreed with everything Kyle said, offering no support, it hurt. The story isn't whole. It's a lot to capture. I would love to hear how y'all feel about it. Maybe someone who's not emotionally involved could give me some insight. I will say, unless I have a come to Jesus moment, I will likely not talk to them again.